big breaking news that is coming in on the Pathankot probe.
Pathankot terror attack and the scope of the NIA's investigation.
The Pathankot attack was planned as bigger strike than the 26/11 attacks.
Hello everyone, welcome to Resonant News. Today we are going to tell you an espionage case which will shock the hell out of you. Somebody had rightly called this case the tip of spying iceberg. ISI, the Pakistani spy agency, had meticulously placed a man within the Indian military circles. It had taken them close to 2 years of patience to do so. But despite how careful ISI was, they could not fool the Indian agencies. Before we proceed further, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, like and share content if you enjoy watching it. We had in another one of our videos told you a story of how ISI was fooled by Indian military intelligence to fund the Indian MI. You can watch that funny story here. Today's story is also about how our agencies came victorious against ISI, though this time ISI had made an almost foolproof plan. The spy involved in this case had information about some classified defense activities. The classified information was about the movement of Sukhoi 30 fighter jets, its hangars. He had information on Indian Navy's projects, anti-tank guided missile program. He had in his possession video images of Mirage's emergency landing on Yamuna Expressway. He also had pictures on movement of Mountain Brigade at Pithoragarh and information about an under construction runway. This was no ordinary agent. His interrogation reveals he was well educated and his family was well connected. In many pictures, his family members are found standing beside famous people from Pakistan like cricketer Shahid Afridi and their ex-foreign minister Hina Rabbani. Muhammad Ijaz was the son of a man who worked for the government in Pakistan. He was an exceptionally good photographer and soon ISI picked him up. After 9 months of training, he was sent to Bangladesh via a boat in January 2013. The moment he reached Bangladesh, everything that belonged to him was taken away, including his tabiz. He was asked to strip and he was given a fresh set of clothes to wear. By February 2013, along with a guide, he managed to sneak into northeast state of India, Assam. From Assam to Bengal, he moved quickly and he was taken to Garden Reach area of Kolkata. Once in Kolkata, he met Irshad Ansari, who arranged a contract labourer's job for Ijaz in the port area with the help of his contacts in Trinamool affiliated labour union. Many might not know that Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, or GRSE as it's called, has so far built 100 warships and has been awarded many prestigious Indian Navy projects. And this is where Muhammad Ijaz got an entry. In Kolkata, he joined a studio, got his fake documents, also created a bank account, officially making himself an Indian citizen. 5 months after his arrival, he moved to part 2 of the plan. He moved deeper into northern India. He got married to a woman who was a rickshaw puller's daughter, stayed with them in Bihar for a few months and then moved to his final destination, Uttar Pradesh, under the pretext that there were not many jobs available in Bihar. This is where his real work started. He found a studio for himself right outside Bareily camp, which was run by another mole who had a different ISI handler. Soon, Muhammad Ijaz made good contacts with officers inside the cantonment and earned their trust. He would go to their offices regularly and also carry out the spying simultaneously. But while he was going about doing his spying business, he was already on the radar of Indian agencies. Muhammad Ijaz used to get calls from Pakistan. He would speak only in good Hindi, but it was his proximity to the cantonment and the calls that he kept getting that made the agencies, both intelligence bureau and the military intelligence, very suspicious of him. Finally, one day, in the heat of a moment, he spoke in Urdu with great fluency, proving that he was a Pakistani citizen. Yet the agencies had to ascertain this was a spy, or the agencies would have lost their case against him in the court, and this would have brought them a lot of humiliation. This is why it was necessary to gather enough proof against him. Muhammad Ijaz used to not talk much over the phone except a few lines. One of those few lines used to be, "Blackboard check kar lena," or "Please check blackboard." Soon the agencies cracked what this blackboard meant and what was he talking about by accessing his email. Interestingly, there were no mails sent from his email ID, but there were lots and lots of drafts saved. His ISI handler sitting in Pakistan used to leave messages for him in the draft, and Mohammad Ijaz would reply to his handler in the same manner and save a draft. So essentially, the data never really got transferred from one ID to the other. Finally, the agencies had found the proof that they were looking for of his misdeeds and arrested him. The espionage ring was busted, but the story doesn't end here. On November 26, the Delhi police arrested Kaifatullah Khan and Border Security Force Head Constable Abdul Rashid in Jammu on charges of spying and selling documents related to deployment of Army's 31st Armored Division in Jhansi and IAF to the ISI. On November 27, the Uttar Pradesh Special Task Force arrested Muhammad Kalam or Muhammad Ijaz, who was then known as Muhammad Kalam, near Meerut railway station. Interrogation of these three men led to the arrest of Irshad Ansari, his son Ashfaq, and Irshad's brother-in-law Muhammad Jahangir in Kolkata. Irshad Ansari worked in the planning wing of Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, the government-owned shipyard. He would bring torn designs home and his son Ashfaq would reconstruct it and send it to ISI. These arrests exposed an ISI network that had been operating in India for over a decade. Later, the Kolkata Special Task Force would reveal. They had managed to send photographs of warships being built in the shipyard, including the Indian Navy's anti-submarine warfare covert, the INS Kadmat. Ansari was a member of Trinamool-backed labor union in the port, while his son Ashfaq was General Secretary of Trinamool Congress Chhatra Parishad at a South Kolkata college. Following their arrest, Trinamool Congress quickly shook off its links with father and son duo. So the story, which started with Mohammad Ijaz, ended at Irshad Ansari. 45 days after these men were arrested, Pathankot attack took place, and the Trishul Air Base in Bareily, of which Ijaz had sent information to ISI, saw unprecedented security arrangement around it in the history of Trishul Base. The air base is considered strategic from defense point of view, as it houses squadron of Sukhoi fighter planes which within minutes can reach the nearest China border and have the capability of carrying nuclear weapons. The gang had also been steadily leaking information on Indian Navy's assets. Pathankot attack probably was just a prelude of what was being planned by India's enemies. Tell us if you enjoyed this video and if you would like to hear more such stories.